Hello everyone and welcome back to our Electronics for Beginners series. In this video, we're going to look at how to measure DC current using a multimeter. We'll cover how to measure current in both series and parallel circuits, and walk you through it with a simple hands-on experiment. First, let's look at our components. We've set up two simple circuits here. The first one is a series circuit with one resistor and one LED. The second one consists of two resistors and two LEDs, making it a parallel circuit. As you can see, the parallel circuit has two branches. Now guys, it's crucial to understand the difference when measuring current versus voltage. To measure current, you connect the meter in series. Remember, for voltage, the multimeter is connected in parallel. But since we're measuring current, this means the circuit will close through the multimeter itself. First, we need to make sure our probe connections are correct. The black lead goes into COM, the red lead, as you can see here, should be in the volts, ohms, and milliamps jack. If you're measuring very high currents, you would switch it to the 10 amp jack. But since we aren't dealing with high amperage here, we'll keep the red lead right where it is when measuring current. Make sure to select the appropriate range so you don't blow the multimeter's fuse. Now let's power up the series circuit. We have a power supply here. Let's connect the positive 5 volts lead here and the negative lead right over here. Let's get the circuit running. There we go. So what did we just do? We applied 5 volts to the series circuit and powered it up. Without connecting the multimeter in series, the reading will be completely wrong. Measuring like this, for example, is incorrect for current. To fix this, let's zoom in a bit. What we need to do is route the circuit, guys, right through the multimeter. To do that, I'm going to disconnect one leg of this resistor. This breaks the circuit, so we can now complete it through the multimeter. Now that the resistor and LED are disconnected, there is no contact between them. I'll touch one probe to the end of the resistor and the other probe to the anode of the LED. As you can see, the circuit completes its path through the multimeter, and we get a reading of 2.41 milliamps of current. So that was the series circuit. Now let's take a look at parallel circuits. To do this, we'll leave the positive lead there and connect the negative lead over here. Perfect. What do we have now? 2 LEDs and 2 resistors forming a parallel circuit. We'll apply the exact same logic here that we used for the series circuit. We'll break the connection between the resistor and the LED and insert the multimeter in between. So let's move this leg to an empty spot on the board. Since I want to measure this specific branch, the one with the white LED, I've isolated it. Let's position the multimeter to measure the current. Let's pull it back just a bit. Look at that. Just like this. We see 2.41 milliamps flowing through the first branch. That's 2.41. Let's keep that number in mind. We'll use this result to prove a point in a moment. The first branch was 2.41 milliamperes, and power up our circuit again. Now let's measure the second branch. We'll isolate the second branch the same way. Let's disconnect this one too. All right, let's check the second branch using the probes like this. Oops, sorry. There we go. Our second branch is drawing about 0.68 or 0.67. The current in the first branch was 2.41 milliamperes, and the second branch is 0.67 milliamps. Now, when we add these together, we should expect to see a total current of around 3 milliamps. Let's turn the circuit back on. As we mentioned, the combined current of both branches should equal roughly 3 milliamps, accounting for component tolerances. Let's go ahead and verify this. How do we find the total sum of branch 1 and branch 2? We do that by measuring the total main rail current. To measure the main rail current, guys, we'll disconnect the positive supply and route it through the multimeter again. To complete the circuit, right? Let's take this positive lead and connect the probe to the red terminal like this. Then we'll connect the black probe to the other side. Now the multimeter is connected in series with the main rail And as you can see, we get exactly 3 milliamps. This 3 milliamps is the sum of branch 1 and branch 2. The value we got from the first branch was 2.41 milliamperes and the other one was 0.67 milliamperes. Adding them up gives us roughly 3 milliamps. This proves our measurements are completely accurate. That is essentially how you measure DC current in a circuit. That's the core of it. While we are here, we can actually measure the voltages as well. Let me quickly show you that too, for those who want to see it. Now, what was our input voltage? It was 5 volts, right? Let's check the voltage. To measure voltage, guys, we switch the multimeter to the DC voltage setting. Since I'm measuring 5 volts, the 20 volts range is perfect. The 2 volts range would be too low. By connecting the positive and negative probes like this, we should see around 5 volts on the screen, right? There it is, 5.03. Yep. Accounting for standard measurement errors, we see 5.03 volts. I should see that on both branches. So what do I mean by that? I should measure 5 volts from one end of this resistor to the end of the LED. Similarly, I should see around 5 volts from the end of that resistor to the end of that LED. Let's quickly measure it and test our theory. Let's make sure we don't connect the probes backwards. And we get the exact same voltage drop here. So what is the point I'm trying to make? And what did we find out? There is 5 volts across both branches. This means that in parallel circuits, we just proved a fundamental rule. In a parallel circuit, the voltage drop across each branch is constant. The power supply delivers 5 volts. We have 5 volts across the first branch and 5 volts across the second branch. But as you can see, the current changes in parallel circuits. In series circuits, however, the current remains constant while the voltage drops across the resistors or other components. The voltage changes in series circuits. All right, that's it for this video. See you in the next ones. Take care.